Now, News Channel 8's non-stop local news.
I don't like the snow. I don't like it, but you know, I got to come out here and shovel the snow, so it is what it is. It's Lord's work, so, you know.
Well, the good news for him, the snow has stopped falling, but several inches across southern Maryland and parts of Virginia make getting around still a mess in our region.
And the conditions earlier have proven deadly. 2 crashes to tell you about. One in Loudoun County last night. This earlier today in Howard County. A truck with a plow and a car slammed into each other on Route 97. Conditions that led up to this crash. Coming up, as well as traffic reports on the right now around our region.
Take a look outside. The clouds have parted. It's actually a beautiful day. The sun is out. It's starting to look like a nice afternoon. But the temperatures, they're ready to dive again. And we haven't even reached the freezing point. So enjoy it now.
Good to have you along on this special edition of the Afternoon Report. 2:01 in the nation's capital right now. We're going to get started right now with our live team weather coverage.
Well, the snow did stop falling early this morning, and depending on where you were about 4 to 7+ inches with snow on top of you from the storm. It's the biggest of the year for our region. And meteorologist Devin Lucy, he's back.
Devin, 24 hours ago, the flurries started, and just the same outside for the studio. Things are fine right now, though, aren't they?
They are, but once you start to get into more of some of the neighborhood roads or some of the roads shown here in Roslyn, we've actually got some side streets that still need some snow removal. In fact, if you see how traffic's moving along right now, some of the issues as well, still got slush and a lot of the snow where it got plowed to the side of the street. So you get to that right turn lane, there's a little bit of an issue. You can see the snow still kind of in the medians as well, in between lanes, or if you really hadn't been a lot of traffic. This is much better even as opposed to a couple hours ago to how things really stood. But there could still be some issues, kind of the city center here at Roslyn, some of your taller buildings. Just a lot of people had stayed away from work today or still at home enjoying that snow day. Sidewalks look to be pretty well cleared around the area. It's going to be about these neighborhood streets to where you are. My neighborhood, Northern Virginia, actually was some very good work to be done. And a lot of the streets, with the help of that sunshine, the temperatures that are getting close to the freezing mark, a lot of melting's also occurring naturally along with it. Speaking of snow totals that were around today, we take a look at these, and from the high end of snow totals that were in the advised areas we'd always expected, south. High end on the order of 8 inches, maybe a spot to 9. I need to cross-check the reports. Generally around the Washington metro, we stayed on the lower end with these totals. It was around a 3 to 6, and that was from north to south. You go farther north and west, it was only a couple inches of snow that really started to stack up. We're not completely done. We've got a round 2, but nothing like what just came through, but a round 2 of more potential snow to come our way. This still projected tomorrow, drive time afternoon, evening, right when that starts to come in. Temperatures play a critical part too with this next round of snow, as we've been through several times. Most recent, obviously last night towards tomorrow. Road temperatures below freezing, even a little bit of light snow. Slick spots, things start to stack up, but even stack up quickly no matter what that snow type. More on this last little snow event coming through tomorrow. And looking ahead, prepare, because things feel nicer now. Another plunge of the Arctic air arrives. I'll tell you when that is in your full forecast and how cold it gets coming inside just a few more minutes. Rebecca, Dave.
Come inside and get warm, Dave. Well, southern Maryland, you got the hardest hit from this storm. Caravans of plows hit the roads there trying to keep up with all the snowfall. Cancellations and closures helped the plows keep the cars clear today. And Diane Cho is live in Prince Frederick, Maryland. And Diane, anyone hoping for snow there is a happy person today.
They certainly were, Rebecca. You know, we're in a shopping plaza right now where the plows and the front loaders have been hard at work trying to clear out all of this snow in the parking lots at the shopping centers. You can see that they've compiled this huge pile here in front of me, pushing all of it off to the curb here. I'm about 5'4", if that gives you some perspective as to just how high this pile has now gotten. There's at least one more plow here off to my right now that's still working in this parking lot trying to clear it up. But Calvert County was one of the hardest hit areas in the state, where they've seen anywhere between 6 to 7 inches of snow throughout the county. But St. Mary's County received the most, with much of the area getting 8 inches, some parts even 9 inches of snow today. People we've talked to say they were bracing for the worst, but a lot of the major roadways out here were plowed and taken care of pretty early this morning. We caught up with one woman who was heading into a gym, and we stopped her, and she says she wanted to make the most of her time after she was told that she didn't have to come to work today because of the weather.
The roads, even the back roads, side roads, they were all clear. So I was really impressed. This was perfect. Perfect amount. I can get out, not stuck in the house, still get to the gym.
And it looks like the crews out here that are plowing the parking lots are wrapping up right now. And as the day goes on, we are seeing more and more people come out of their homes to grab a bite to eat or run some errands. We're live in Prince Frederick, Diane Cho, News Channel 8.
I like the notion of the perfect amount of snow, because I think for a lot of people that's probably about what we got.
And a little bit more than what I needed, but I'll enjoy it.
Kids liked it a lot. Now to the latest on the roads, and it has not all been pretty. Evidence this. This was a scene on 97, I beg your pardon, in Howard County at the Montgomery County line. Route 97 was closed in both directions for a time following a fatal crash involving two vehicles. Howard County Police report it appears one vehicle took the curve too fast, hit some ice or snow on the road shoulder, and was then hit by the pickup when it re-entered the roadway. It was the driver of that vehicle that was killed. He or she not yet identified. Speed, more than likely, a factor in this fatal crash. And scenes like this being repeated all around the region. This was Georgetown earlier today. With the district snow emergency in place, walks had to be shoveled and cars moved. But apparently dozens didn't heed the warnings yesterday about avoiding those snow emergency routes. DDOT reports on Twitter 132 vehicles were ticketed and towed, and that gets pricey. $250 for the ticket, $100 if you were towed, and then $20 a day if you leave it at the impound lot, and they probably won't take a check.
Ouch. I feel your pain. Well, as expected, the sweet spot for this snowstorm was to our south. VDOT is saying most of Northern Virginia's primary roads and highways are clear. Some crews will remain on duty overnight to continue treating roads like those in Fredericksburg, which did see some of the greater snowfall totals in that region. And Jeff Goldberg shows us what they got.
What a difference just a few hours make here in Fredericksburg. You see the sun is shining, some of the snow is melting, and you look at a main road like this, Plank Road, and you can hardly even tell there's any moisture on it. Things have really been working out well, not only with the plows, but also the weather cooperating. This is going to be the challenge in the next few hours when it comes to plowing. It's sort of these side streets, the less than main roads, getting the snow out of there. As we take a walk down just to this parking lot area, you can see that this is what's going on in just about every parking lot we've seen in Fredericksburg. You have these pickup trucks, the private companies really making sure to get that snow out of the way as quickly as possible so businesses can get back up and running. We've seen a lot of businesses closed for the day in the area. VDOT's been all over the place, about 900 trucks in the Stafford-Fredericksburg area, close to 4,000 trucks farther in Northern Virginia in the areas like Fairfax and Prince William and Loudoun. And while things are looking good right now with the weather and the lack of snow at the moment, it's obviously going to be a chilly night, so VDOT and crews everywhere still have a lot of work to do in terms of plowing and making sure this storm is completely cleared out as we go into tonight and into tomorrow. In Fredericksburg, Jeff Goldberg, News Channel 8.
And we can update the metro service around here. The trains are fine. They're on a Saturday schedule, but it's the bus service that is now back at limited. They call this the moderate snow plan. The WMATA says it was not able to reprogram fare gates, so if you're riding the trains, expect to pay the full weekday prices. That explains it, why it was expensive on the Orange Line earlier today. Metro Access remains suspended for the day. Their service was canceled about 6 last night.
It was a painful way for many people to try and get where they need to go today, but many people were also stuck at our area airports due to delays and cancellations, not just because of the weather here, but other areas as well. So joining us now for what the airports are doing to make sure people are getting to their destination safely is Kimberly Gibbs, spokesperson for Metropolitan Airports Authority. She is live on the phone. Kimberly, I know you all are doing the best you possibly can, but there are passengers who got stuck overnight. What are the biggest problems that you're encountering right now?
Right now, the airlines are trying to return to their full schedule. And so overnight, we had our snow crews out, plowing and treating the roadways and runways so that airlines could resume their operations early this morning.
How many people have you got who were stranded there? Do you have a good count yet on who had to spend the night at the airport?
Well, the airlines, again, they try to maintain their full schedules overnight in the evening hours. And so many passengers were able to get to their destinations. Yes, there were some delays and cancellations, but the majority of passengers were able to get.
Yeah, no, we get that.
Yeah,
Clearly,
we did see, though, some passengers having to spend the night. Always good to pack your inflatable pillow if you may get stuck in snow weather. You've got one passenger there, Kimberly. You got to look out for him. He's trying to get to Colorado. He's been stuck for 3 days at Reagan National because of mechanical problems and other problems, not just the weather. But talk to us about, beyond the snow, this cold, cold air. How much is ice a concern right now for planes that are taking off?
Well, ice is definitely a concern. Airlines make the determination if they will be de-icing their flights. That can cause some delays as the flights are de-iced before they depart for their destination.
how much of a plowing and clearing operation went on at the local airports overnight when we were at the height of the storm and you had to move that snow? How long did it take to get things to where they were ready to roll?
Well, our snow crews came in yesterday afternoon in preparation of last night's storm. And during overnight hours, our crews were out treating and plowing so that the flights could arrive and depart at both Reagan National and Dulles International airports this morning. So, again, it was an operation that was took many hours. But fortunately, it was during the overnight hours where we did not have flights operating.
Kimberly, we know everyone's working hard, and we really thank you for that latest information. Dave said in another city there was near mutiny on an airline when passengers were simply held and delayed too long. Things got a little tense.
That's the airline's problem more than it is the
It's all in how you handle it, folks.
Exactly
all in
right.
how you treat us. We're just the little people.